Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Cincy Game Hunting, and actually going to make a trip over in Norwood today. I'm going to go to Paper Street Trading Company, maybe a couple other places too. I'm with my friend Joe right now. We're going to head over that way. I mainly wanted to sneak a ride in his new car because I've never been in a Tesla before, and that's pretty awesome. Anyway, we're going to grab a couple of 3-cent Walmart games to take in for trade. I'm not sure how much I'll get for these, but I figured I can get a game that I want for next to nothing if I trade in a couple of these 3-cent games. So yeah, let's see what we get. All right, quick trip into Paper Street. I didn't grab much. I only got like about $25 for the 3-cent games, which they cost me 9 cents, so I really don't care, so it's all good. The game I got was actually not for me. It's for somebody else, and people that have watched the channel and know what I'm talking about. But to go with that Switch Lite, I grabbed Let's Go Pikachu. Ended up being like 40 bucks, which is about what the going rate for it is, so it's not a big deal. But I only paid 16 after those 3-cent games. So, Joe, what'd you get?
I got some records.
Yeah, what'd you get?
No games. I got Pearl Jam record. That was really good, and then I got like Candlebox's first record. It's good.
Yeah, that store's kind of like a mixture of everything. So if you're in town in Cincinnati, check it out. They've got like comic books, music, movies, games, action figures, like anything pop culture pretty much. So yeah, always awesome to go into Paper Street, and I said we might try to hit a couple more places up, but we'll see how it goes the rest of the week.
There you go.
Alright guys, as you saw, we stepped into Cash America Pawn real quick, and I've actually come to like this location a lot. It seems like every time I come in here, I find a game that I either been looking for or just surprised me at how good of a deal it was. Again today, a game that I've been kind of eyeballing for a while that I haven't been able to find for a cheap enough price, and sure enough, it was on the wall. Fast and Furious Crossroads. I haven't seen much about it. I've been kind of eyeballing it at Walmart's. It's been kind of showing up around like $20 or so. And I was kind of waiting to get 15 or below, and sure enough, found it for 10 bucks over at Cash America today. And I'm totally down for that. And you know how I love my racing games, and yeah, picking that up for cheap, I'm definitely down for that. Yeah, like I said, this Cash America has been doing really good for me. Finding cheap games. Most of them are on, like, you know, marked at $10 a piece. So can't complain about that. When it's flat rate prices is kind of like the best way to do pawn shops. When you go to the pawn shops that have like everything's marked at a different price, you're never really gonna find a deal there. So yeah, 10 bucks a piece, totally down with that. All right, guys, as you saw, we just stepped into the post office real quick to check the P.O. box, and we got some mail today. So this actually is from another YouTuber. He contacted me and said that he had a bunch of extra copies of a game he was willing to trade me for a copy of Captain Tsubasa, one of those 3-cent games we found over at Walmart. And I was like, I already have that game, but I guess it works out because this game trades in for more than Captain Tsubasa does. So I was okay with it, and I guess he really wanted Captain Tsubasa. The channel's called Sega Blocks. If y'all want to check him out, I might put a link in the description. But yeah, apparently he came into a whole bunch of copies of this game and said, I got a bunch of them, so if you wouldn't mind making a trade for it, I'll do it. And I'm like, that's fine, because Captain Tsubasa trades for about $11 at GameStop, and this trades between $25 and $30 at GameStop itself. Now the game in question is Demon's Souls on the PS5. Like I said, I already own it, so didn't really need it, but it trades for between $25 and $30 depending on the day over at GameStop, so I'll get more trade credit for it. But yeah, appreciate it, guy, for sending me the message, and I was planning on probably trading that copy of Captain Tsubasa, and now I'll get more trade credit for it. Alright guys, as you saw, we stepped into GameStop real quick, and the reason for that is I was actually dropping a bunch of trades off. So now, if you trade towards certain games for pre-orders, they will give you 30% bonus credit for those games. For instance, there's a game I threw in there today that had $25 trade credit, and it actually gave me $32.50 in trade. So, altogether, the games that I put together, I think it's like 5 games altogether, I got $70 in trade credit for, which I normally would have gotten around 60, maybe 55 or something for them. So totally worth it if you are trying to get a certain game. And I'm trying to pick up Skyward Sword HD. It's coming out in a couple days. Well, when this video airs, it'll probably be out for a couple weeks. But yeah, picked that up for basically $16 out of pocket that I spent on those games. So yeah, if you have a certain game you're wanting to grab, it might be worth your while to throw in a couple of them towards the pre-order bonuses if you're trying to get a specific game. Now, I ended up having, like I said, $70 in trade credit altogether. So I had a little extra, and my local GameStop associate, she always keeps an eye out for me if like a Wii U game comes in, or like a new Wii game that's kind of a obscure title comes in, and she'll hold them. Well, she won't hold them for me, but she'll tell me about them as soon as I walk in. So anyway, because they don't usually keep their older games on the shelves anymore. They keep them in the drawer. So unless you ask about them, you don't really know what they have. So anyway, I ended up grabbing an extra game. So it's a game that I had not come across in the wild before. So I was totally down to pick it up because it was only $5. The game is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, the Crystal Bearers. It was literally a $5 game, and I think it goes for around 15-20 bucks according to price charting. and it's complete. So I'm down with that. I'm glad she hooked me up with that and told me about what they had. It apparently just came in the day before. And I mean, every time I sneak in there, she always lets me know if any new older games that have popped up. So appreciate that so much. And like I said, didn't go in expecting to pick up anything besides my pre-order. We picked up Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles on the Wii for $5. Can't beat that. Alright guys, we went into New to You Thrift real quick, and it's a place that I don't really find a ton of games in. They don't get a lot in very often. I did pick up one game, and as you saw, it was a GameCube game. And it was only $2. It's just Cars. It's Disney Pixar Cars. Which is a fun game. I actually had this on PS2 back in the day when my son was really into the Cars movies. But I think we traded it after a while. But to pick up a GameCube game for $2, I'm totally fine with that. I think it's like a $10 game, nothing special, but like I said, $2 game at the thrift store for GameCube, gonna pick it up. Alright guys, as you saw, we stepped into another Cash America pawn. We found a couple games in there, and we actually saw a familiar game. It was A Way Out. It was on the shelf, and I thought about grabbing it, then I looked at the price, and they had it for $39. Ouch. So yeah, we're not grabbing that one. We ended up grabbing this at 2 games. One of them is one that I already had, but I'm probably going to give it to Andrew when he finally gets his Switch. It's Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. It was only $15, so I'm totally down with that. Switch game, especially first-party Nintendo Switch game for $15 is a steal of a deal. And yeah, not a bad little pickup for $15. Other game I picked up was UFC 4, which is the latest UFC game on the modern consoles. It was $10, so not a bad deal. Usually sports games I don't like buying unless they're super cheap. But yeah, this is the latest UFC game on the Xbox series, so picking that up for $10. I want to say it's like a $20-25 game, so not a bad little deal. 2 games, $25. I like it. Alright guys, we stepped into St. Vincent de Paul real quick, and they had a couple of loose UMDs sitting on the video game stack. One of them was kind of messed up. It looked like the casing had broken off of it, and it was, I think, Lego Star Wars, which I think I already have on PSP. But the game we ended up picking up was Wipeout Pure. and there was no price tag on this. So I asked the guy, I'm like, there's no price tag. What do you think you guys are gonna charge for it? And he said, looks like a quarter. So he charged me 25 cents. So that's pretty awesome. Picked up a PSP game for 25 cents over at St. Vincent de Paul. And they had the only other game I think I saw that was kind of intriguing was Black Ops 2, but it was the PlayStation 3 version, which does not trade that well at GameStop. I think it gets like $7 or $8 in trade credit. They wanted $5 for it, but like I said, picked up a PSP game for a quarter. Can't beat that. Alright guys, as you saw, we stepped into Walmart real quick. No 3-cent games today. I think that that ship is sailed for now. They usually do it every quarter, so I'll kind of keep my eyes out again in a couple months to see if there's any more popping up, and hopefully they'll be unrestricted like they were this time, but we'll see. We did find a game. It was kind of a hidden clearance game too. So when I was scanning through the games, I actually found it on the Xbox first. So you'll see here, I scanned the tag, and the tag is for 80 bucks, but the game scanned for 20 bucks. Not a bad deal. So I was curious. I kind of went over to the PlayStation area and I found the PS5 version of it, and it scanned for the same price. And the game is NBA 2K21 Mamba Forever Edition. This is a special edition for the 2K game this year. And anytime I can find a PS5 game for 20 bucks or less, I'm probably gonna grab it. Because you don't really see them that much for that much. My cap is usually 15 bucks, but I think for PS5, I've been kind of making it like $25 or less, because that's a good little spot for a brand new next-gen game. And to get the special edition of 2K21 for 20 bucks, that's pretty awesome. All right, guys, last stop of the week, and we stepped into another Walmart, and this one had a ton of games on clearance. A lot of PS5 games, a couple PS4 games. I even got a 360 game for cheap. And as I said, $25 is like the max I will pay for our next gen game. So we ended up picking up, I think, 5 games for PS5, all of them under 25 bucks. So awesome. First of all, Monster Energy Supercross 4. This was the $25 game, and funny enough, the PS4 game was on the shelf for $49.99, but the PS5 game is 25 bucks. So don't know how that worked out, but I'll take it. Monster Energy Supercross on the PS5 for 25 bucks. We also grabbed Overcooked, the all-you-can-eat edition, which is Overcooked 1 and 2 and all their DLC mixed in. Picked that up for 20 bucks, and this is a game that Andrew and I will have a blast with. So yeah, stoked to grab that one. We also grabbed Tony Hawk 1 and 2 on the PS5. Now, the PS4 version was going for $33 inside, but this one is 20 bucks. So the better version of the game was $13 cheaper. So, and I believe this game was not one of the games that you got a free upgrade from the PS4 to the PS5. You had to pay, I think, for the upgrade, or maybe it wasn't available. I'm not sure. But this is the PlayStation 5 version of the game, so totally stoked to grab that finally and play Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the remastered editions. We also grabbed the Pathless. I believe this is a PS5 exclusive. They might have had a digital version on PS4, but I'm not positive on that. But yeah, this game looks amazing from what I've seen of it, and to pick that up for 20 bucks, down with that too. Now here's a game for PS4, but this one does have a free upgrade to PS5. And I know this game has been getting raked over the coals in the reviews, but I've been wanting to try it out for a while now. It looks pretty cool, but like I said, the reviews haven't been great on it. But like I said, this is basically a PS5 game because it is a free upgrade to the PS5 version. So Balan Wonderworld for 20 bucks. We also grabbed Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 on the PS5. This one was only $15. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked to grab that up for super cheap. And it's a puzzle game, like as you could guess. I mean, Puyo Puyo is a puzzle game and Tetris is a puzzle game. So you put them together and they're both puzzle games. So yeah, I'm totally down to try this one out for 15 bucks and a PS5 game for $15. Really can't beat that. Here's the PS4 games we found. Family Feud for 10 bucks. Game show game, you know, nothing special about them, but I love playing Family Feud or watching Family Feud growing up. And I know my family and I will actually enjoy playing this together, so. Now here's a game that I've been kind of eyeballing for a while, and it may be a terrible game, but I'm so nostalgic for G.I. Joe, I had to pick it up, and it was only 10 bucks. So, G.I. Joe Operation Blackout. I loved the cartoon growing up. It was probably one of my favorite toy lines to play when I was a kid. And yeah, picking this up for 10 bucks, I'm totally down with. I used to love playing the NES G.I. Joe game growing up. So to pick this up, I said $10, awesome deal. We also grabbed Ghostbusters for $10, the remastered version. I believe this is a remaster of the old PS3 version to make it look a little better on PS4. But yeah, picked that up for $10 as well. Awesome, awesome. Now here's a game that another one that I've been eyeballing for a while. I just haven't been able to find it for a good price, but we got it for 10 bucks today. It's John Wick Hex. I almost called it Jonah Hex. John Wick Hex on the PS4, and totally down to grab that for $10 as well. Pretty good deal for that one. And last but not least, we grabbed Grand Theft Auto 5 on the 360. It was 5 bucks, so I've got a sealed copy of Grand Theft Auto 5, which is fine by me. I may just hold on to it sealed for a while, or I could even just flip it over to GameStop for $8.80. But it was 5 bucks at Walmart, so yeah, totally down with that. That is how we end a week, folks. That was a great stop into Walmart. I'm stoked to pick up that many PS5 games for super cheap, and appreciate you guys coming out with me. And guys, don't forget, if you haven't had a chance, like the video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and drop a subscribe in the channel too if you enjoy it. And until next time, keep hunting.